This is my daddy, Brandon's great grandfather. Okay, Daddy, can you give me an overview as to what did you see in the beginning when Brandon came to us at 6 months? When they were living here with us for like 4 years, but Brandon at 6 months. Tell me what you saw then when he was 6 months and the progression as to, when we realized that he was, had autism.
To me, it wasn't really noticeable until he got about his approaching a year old. When after he was able to start walking.
And that was 13 months, right?
Yeah, when he started walking, it was things that were not like other children that we raised or were around. He was walking on his toes on his elevated. He would elevate his feet.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's true.
He was walking on his toes, and he would every once in a while you would see him shaking his hand, and he was fascinated with things that turn. He would take a toy and he would, if it was a wheel, he would spin the wheel. He was fascinated with that. And we had fans in the house, and he would. It seemed like there was some connection between him and the fan, where he would shake his hand. Later, we found out that was stimming, and what was really hurting to me was that I could not communicate with him like I did with his brother and with some of my other with my own children.
Right.
Like get him to smile and get him to communicate with me. It was a hurting thing, but not knowing that it was something that he was experiencing, that we had no idea what it was about.
Right, because really, Mom was the only one who kind of knew about autism, and we really never discussed it till it happened with Brandon. I didn't even know what autism was. Did you?
No, and I definitely did not want to associate, him with that, because to me, autism was like a punishing thing, and I just didn't want to relate autism with to him like that. I was thinking possibly it could be something else.
Things like that.
Yeah.
So, when did you start seeing or noticing any type of progression, or just talk about, like, what you saw after that, after the stimming, and like what went on, what were the next steps as far as that was concerned, that you saw? Like, in other words, we went through early steps where the people came here, what is that, the occupational therapist and the speech therapist, they would come here. And did you see any type of progression or anything like that? Was he, did he, just like you say, he didn't talk to you, and he was like in his own world? So can you give me a little, overview as to what was the next level you saw some sort of improvement?
Yeah, when it was when it was identifiable to him and to us that we had a child that was an autistic child, then we can begin to relate with that. We can see some of the things that he would cry a lot. He would cry a lot, and for no apparent reason to us. He would cry, and he was like in a world all to himself. He did no matter how hard anyone would try to communicate with him, there was just no communication with him. He would refuse to allow anyone to caress him, to hold his hands. And
we're a loving family. We're very affectionate.
Yes, and he would refuse to do that. And the seriousness part about it was it began to get progressively more serious as he continued to grow. He would not eat.
Yeah, that bothered us a lot.
He would not eat, and even his mother could not feed him.
Mm-hmm.
He could not eat, and we know that was a very dangerous thing,
mm-hmm.
because he needed to be nourished.
Remember that day that y'all were on your way to church, Dad, and he was constipated,
mm-hmm.
and you guys were about to go out the door,
yes.
And I'm going like, Mom, Dad, I need help, because
mm-hmm.
this bowel movement is like a block and
mm-hmm.
can't get out. So Mom stayed with him. Remember, you and I, we rushed to the store to try to get something to help him.
Yeah.
How did you feel during that time? I was scared because I thought something really bad was going to happen to him if he didn't pass that it was like a hard block.
Mm-hmm.
It was just horrible.
We know how dangerous that could be with what he was experiencing, and we could see it in his face and the way that the pain that he was going through. We knew we had a serious problem.
Yeah.
And something had to be done about it. It was more than what we could do. So we know that we had to get someone to try and help with Brandon. And we have nurses and things like that in the family. So we just made contact with the ones that can give us some information, and we were able to do something that would help him by the advice that we got from the medical people in the family.
Right. We had to do, I think, a finger enema, something like that, to help him, and then it was still rough.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dad, when did you start seeing improvement with Brandon? Like, what was the next thing that you remember? What do you remember that went on?
Some of the early things that
remember when Christmas time, it was like, I think he was like 2 or 3, and I got y'all out the bed. I said, Dad, Mom, come see.
Uh-huh.
And I was excited about what he put. What
blocks? He was able to stack blocks.
That one block, just put one block on top of another.
Right.
That took me like several months to just teach him to do that,
right.
And everything. So when they left to go to Atlanta, and I got in touch, we got in touch with Dr. Chris. He was seeing Dr. Chris, and we read Dr. Natasha's book. I think that was the next time that he was 4.5 years old then, and he saw Dr. Chris at 5 years and a few months, and at 5 years and 4 months, I started giving y'all a phone call, letting you know what was going on with Brandon, and we're going to talk about that on the next session.
Okay.
So I'm going to pause it.